When soulmates meet, it is like a real miracle. The couple is filled with love and care for each other to such an extent that at these moments they are alone in the whole universe. It seems that the whole world exists only for them. The heart and soul fill with boundless happiness. It can seem like you never want this feeling to end. But it also happens that one of the partners just leaves without a reason, and the one who was left can only guess why. This is what happened in our story today. They met at university. Andrew was 20 years old and Helen was 28. He had only just become an adult, while she was already working on a 4th degree of higher education. He had yet to have a serious relationship, while she had experience with a broken heart. He fell in love at first sight, and the feeling was mutual. They spent all their free time together. They walked in the park, went to the movies, holding hands and whispering sweet nothings in each other's ears. Their relationship developed very quickly, and very soon Andrew realized that he could no longer imagine his life without Helen. He decided to introduce her to his parents. His father and mother noticed the change in their son. Every parent dreams that their child will find happiness, so both were very happy about the upcoming meeting. They could not wait to meet the girl who held their son's heart so tightly. Helen was very nervous before this meeting, whether Andrew's parents would like her. She carefully thought about everything to the smallest detail: what to wear, what hairstyle to do, even what perfume to choose. The girl believed that everything had to be perfect. Andrew just smiled. He was pleased that she wanted to be prepared, but the situation was amusing. He joked that it seemed like she was getting ready for her wedding, not merely a casual family dinner. On the appointed day, Andrew and Helen, holding each other's hands, approached the entrance of his parents' home. Helen took a deep breath and nodded to Andrew. He opened the door, smiling, and they entered the house. It turned out that Helen didn't have anything to worry about. Andrew's parents were warm and kind. She immediately relaxed, and the evening passed pleasantly as they talked and laughed together. Andrew was very happy that everything was going so well, and he began to think about proposing. Remembering how Helen was preparing for the meeting with his parents, he wanted to propose in some special way. After all, his girlfriend deserved it. On the appointed day, Andrew invited his beloved to the roof of the tallest building in the city, where a table was set for two, candles were burning, and white rose petals were scattered everywhere. He was visibly nervous, but tried to control himself. During dinner, he took Helen by the hand, led her to the edge of the roof, hugged her waist, and said that he was ready to give her the whole world that they now saw in front of them, collect for her all the stars from the night sky. Then he got down on one knee, took out the ring, and proposed. He looked at her with eyes full of hope and expectation that now Helen would throw herself into his arms and whisper yes in his ear. But then something happened that Andrew certainly did not expect. Helen looked at him very coldly and said that she needed a real man, not a boy. She very quickly gathered her things and left the rooftop without any further explanation. Andrew stood in complete confusion. What happened? Why? Helen left the university, moved to another city, and Andrew did not hear from her again for the next several years. His parents also did not understand what happened between them, and Andrew did not share the details. 8 years later, he accidentally met her in a cafe. She was sitting alone at the table drinking her morning coffee. Feelings flared up like a fire with renewed vigor. Andrew did not begin to find out the reason for Helen's act several years ago, but simply plunged headlong into the relationship again. After some time, he made up his mind and proposed to Helen for the second time. Summer was coming. Helen was supposed to be 37 years old. She asked Andrew to wait for her birthday before having the wedding. He was just happy she didn't turn him down this time. But on the day of her 37th birthday, Helen disappeared again. She did not answer his calls and did not get in touch herself. After a week, Andrew found her through their friends, but by this time she had fallen into a coma and passed away. It turned out that Helen had an incurable disease, which she learned about some time before the day when Andrew proposed to her the first time. That evening, she went to tell him about everything, but Andrew's proposal threw her off. Helen did not dare to tell him the truth about her health. Instead, she just rejected her beloved. She thought it would be better that way. He would hate her and forget her, meet another girl and start a new life, and she would live out her last days with memories of those wonderful feelings. During those 8 years, Helen underwent more than one treatment, but nothing helped, and she was getting worse. Seeing Andrew in the cafe after so many years and learning that he still loved her, she could no longer resist her feelings and decided to spend her last days in the arms of her beloved. But she did not dare to tell him the truth, and when she became very ill again, she just disappeared from his life as suddenly as she appeared. Is it worth describing the feelings that took over Andrew the moment he found out the truth? He just languished in pain and resentment. Why did she decide everything for both of them? Why didn't she share her grief? Together they would find a solution. He would have supported her all these years in her illness. Together they could do it. But Helen decided to push him away from her. She wanted him to be happy, but it turned out the opposite. Friends, what do you think? Should the girl have immediately told the truth about her health, or did she do the right thing? Share your opinion in the comments.